Yo, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to hop on here and just talk about something quickly. My experience with frats and sororities. Now, obviously, I was never in a fraternity. I didn't go to any of the schools, and that's just not for me. I did try out for a sorority, but unfortunately, I was denied. Fucking bitches. But yeah, I did have a friend who was in a frat, and I did get to go to a lot of those parties. Not a lot, but a handful of them. Enough where I was content. I didn't need to go into any more. And one of the times I actually went with the guy who was tasked with like buying everything, like setting it up, buying the booze, buying the entertainment, just getting it all ready, which is quite the ordeal. I mean, that is a full day. These people don't play around. Fraternities are pretty crazy. Like the people who used to be in them, the guys who like were there like I don't know 20, 30 years ago who are now like successful businessmen or family men, whatever they are, they got money, they got cash. They like hang their pictures on the wall at the frat houses and like donate money to them. Like these old men will like donate money, a lot of money, like not fucking around money to these young kids in these frats just to like set them up with like ungodly amounts of booze, drugs, and girls. It's kind of insane. Like they don't some of them show face. I mean, which is even weirder. Like sometimes there'll be like a really old dude who's like I forget all the names they have for them, but like a guy who's been through it all. He was like a pledge and then was a brother and then like, graduated and now he's like a donor. I don't know. It's so dumb, but they like come around like these old guys and go to some of these parties. So anyways, I was hanging out with my buddy and we were in his town and he was going to take us to one of these fraternity parties. It was the first one I had ever attended, right? So he was tasked because he was kind of like new with buying everything for it. So we had to go to like a party store. We obviously had to go to the LCBO. We had to go to the beer store. If you don't know what those are, it's like it's like liquor stores. LCBO's the liquor store, beer stores, you know, self explanatory. So at the beer store, we were getting like just so many kegs. I mean, he had to buy everything, he had to work the door, and then he had to bartend. And it was like, man, why are you signing up for this? He also had to like donate money to them. He had to give his own money and he had to go through that like hellish period of doing all his like dumb tasks. What do they call them when the younger guys in the frat are being like, like a gang would jump you and the frat like makes you like run through a classroom naked or something. I don't know what they do. What do they call that? But hazing? Yeah. So he had done all that already. So he was past that point, but he was basically just like a slave to these guys. They were just making him do everything. I, reaped the benefits of it because I just got into this party completely for free, drank completely for free, and just messed up this house. I mean, also the house they live in. Oh my god. Oh my god, it is the most disgusting place I have ever been. If I can find pictures of this place or video, because I took some, I will throw it up on the screen now. I might have to blur it. It is vile. It is so gross. The bathroom is the nastiest thing I've ever seen. Like, this house is just filled with like 10 dudes. It's never been cleaned. There's at least like 5 inches of just like thick, sticky liquid across the entire floor. Like, every inch of that house, the floor in that house is just 5 inches of just goop. I don't know what it is. God knows what it is. The basement of that place, like you open the basement door, it's like a dungeon and the trash is just coming up from the basement. It's all garbage bags. There's rats down there, just solo cups like from the basement all the way up the stairs. All the old drinks from like probably fucking years ago. Like just the smell coming from the basement. Oh my god. The bathrooms though. Holy shit. If you lived in this house, I don't know how you could do it. I don't know how you could do that like being a normal person. The bathroom was like, first of all, the toilet was like overflowing. I mean, it was completely busted. The plumbing in this place was just destroyed. The sink was overflowing. Every inch of the bathroom was like puked on. I mean, obviously this was in the midst of a party, but none of these guys were like cleaning this that night. Like they weren't having a cleaning team come in. So think about all these guys and like the girls who stayed over that night waking up the next morning like hungover as shit and having to go into this puke filled, flooded sewage bathroom. I mean, there wasn't any soap, there wasn't any toilet paper, there was water flooding this place, like I keep saying, puke everywhere. There was just like a toilet or a like a toothbrush or whatever, just like chilling on the counter. Like whoever's toothbrush that is, I, you're you're not even human. You're not even human. That's the most vile thing I've ever seen. So obviously the bathrooms were like completely out of commission. They were unusable. So everybody was just going up to the third floor, going through some random dude's bedroom. You walk out onto his balcony and then you just piss onto the front lawn. Now, it wasn't like one or two or three people doing this at a time. There's like 8 dudes on this balcony at all times just pissing into the front lawn. Cars passing by on the street. I mean, you don't even walk on like their walkway in the front yard because you're going to get pissed on like it's the 17th century when they're throwing piss and shit buckets out of the window. I don't even know what the girls were doing. I didn't even think about that until I was telling the story. Right now, I genuinely have no clue what the girls were doing. If they were just tolerating the bathrooms, that's, I mean, I don't even have a comment. That's horrid. That's disgusting. It's terrible for them, but also like make better life choices, leave. Other thing about the girls at this party when I was in the frat specifically, the frat house had like 4 stripper poles in it. And like that, they were like added to it. Like there was legitimate crews that came into this house and modified the house, probably with those old dudes' money, and added stripper poles to them. Just absolutely insane. One of the dudes in his room had a fully functioning bar and stripper pole. I mean, that's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie, that's kind of cool. But I mean, it's cool for like a week. Also, every single person who lives in this house, like all the frat guys, huge dicks, like massive dicks. Not nice guys, think they're top shit, think they're all that, like just the biggest egos. They're flexing on you constantly. I absolutely devastated these guys in beer pong. I'm not even good at beer pong, but I was just like on this night. I don't know why. It was just one of those nights where I was just destroying them. And I'm so, so happy I was, because just to see how like pissed off they were that they were losing to some complete random in their house when like their entire pride and joy is drinking games and I just destroyed them. It was a fantastic feeling. I mean, I literally, these 2 guys, like I'd crush, like it was me and my buddy, but my buddy was absolutely hammered. He was of no use. So these 2 guys would come up and face us. We'd beat them. They'd have to go like get 2 new people to come face us, winners table type shit. Well, I was just devastating them, like one after another. These teams, I was destroying them. The final guys that came up were just like super hammered and like really cocky and just like the biggest douchebags you've ever met. Well, they took this so serious. Like, I mean, so serious that to the point where they were like internally fighting throughout the game. Like they were getting genuinely mad at each other. And at the end of the game when they lost, one of the dudes pushed the other dude and then the guy retaliated by punching him in the face. It was hilarious. It was like the best outcome I could have ever asked for. I was so happy I was doing this to them. I was causing internal beef in the brotherhood. So, I don't know, man. These guys were just weirdos. I don't know why my friend did this. He eventually left it, thank God, because I was like, dude, you can't be one of these guys. Oh, this is the craziest thing. They keep a book in the house, like a book of all the air quote brothers who stayed there over the years, the amount of girls they have been with, what STDs they have caught, and how many of the girls they've been with, they've like slept with unprotected. How fucking gross, weird, culty is that? Like the whole thing is a cult. Like it's such a cult. I mean, these guys have like meetings where they are in robes. And that's not like uncommon. Like the frat my friend was in was probably so tame compared to some of the crazy ones at these wild universities in the States. But like having fraternity like meetings in robes with like lit candles and shit like that's normal activity for a frat. It's the weirdest thing. Like I can't wrap my head around it. Well, also sororities, right? So obviously I don't have any input. I was never at like on many sorority parties, because if you don't know, like sororities will have parties, but the only people getting invited are like fraternities. So the only sorority party I've ever been to was when I was at my buddy's frat party, and then the whole frat went over to the sorority party. Now, I can't discuss or, I don't know what the inner workings of a sorority is in comparison to the fraternity. I'm going to imagine it's still really weird and creepy, but probably a little better because, I don't know, girls are a little more tame and sane when it comes to weird shit like that. So Who knows? But still a weird vibe. Like, still very culty. Still like the girls only having the frat boys over, and then them like all pairing up and like dancing. It was just like, I don't know. Being like an outsider at both of these places, we were treated like shit. I mean, they were giving everybody free drinks, and I always had to like fight for my drinks because they were like, "Who the fuck are you?" They'd be like, "I know, this guy. He's my friend. I'm here with him," and then I would have to like prove it, and so on and so forth. At least like four guys tried to fight me over the weekend too, which I didn't fight any of them, but they tried. Like, they were just like in my face trying to press me. At one point, me and my buddy got fully kicked out of the frat house because we couldn't find our friend, and we couldn't like prove we were with him, so they just like kicked us out. We had to like call him endlessly until he finally answered, let us back in. Fucking stupid. Once we were at this sorority party too, it was only like 11 at night, and me and my friend who were like visiting the guy in the frat just looked at each other like, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we here? And we just walked. We bailed. We completely bailed. We sent him a text just being like, dude, we're going to be at the bar down the road. Went to the bar. Way better time. Way better time. I don't know, man. The frats and the sororities, my little, you know, time at them, my short little weekend or two at them, super, super weird, super gross.